right, this is going to be a tutorial on how to turn your empty worm tunnel segment into a really vibrant, colorful work of art. All right, so before we start coloring, let's talk about our colors, the colors that you need. Okay, you're always going to need white. White is one of the most important colors. And apart from that, for each color you want to use, you need to have 3 different tones: a light, a medium, and a dark. So today we're going to go with blue. For my light blue, we're going to use true blue. All right. For my medium tone, I'm using an ultramarine. Let's get that right in there. Okay. That's ultramarine from our medium tone. And for our dark tone, we have indigo blue. Easily the best dark blue I've ever used. Okay, and we're going to be using Prismacolor color pencils. We're using these because these are just high quality color pencils that are really rich and waxy, and you can layer them up more than any other pencil I've ever used. Okay, so I'm going to start coloring in this guy. And before I use any of my blues, I'm going to take my white and I'm going to come up right in the middle here. And I'm just going to lay down a nice big patch of white wherever I think I need my brightest area. And that's going to happen along the top of each of your arcs. Right? This is where we want to give the illusion that light is happening. Okay? Because whenever something arcs, the top piece is going to be illuminated. It's going to get hit with a highlight, and that's what we want to show. Right. So once I've got that nice white area down, feels nice and slick. Right. I'm going to take my light tone here, and I'm just going to give a nice, even, thin coat of blue. Now, I'm not applying any pressure at all. I'm just really moving this around, letting the paper take the wax off the pencil, because that's what these are made out of. These are made out of wax and color pigments, a little bit of clay. All right. Now, don't be afraid to get a little darker towards your edges. We want these edges to be really nice and dark. All right. So I'm going to spend some time darkening these up. Every time I move towards the center, I'm not pressing as hard. Okay, it would look kind of like I'm pressing hard towards the side, and as I approach the center, I'm less and less pressure. Okay. So once you got a good layer of blue down, we're going to put the light tone away, and we're going to get our medium tone. All right, our ultramarine blue. And we're just going to do the same thing, only we're not going to come up into the center. We're just going to end this right about here. And as I'm getting closer to the edge, I'm not pressing hard. I'm barely pressing here. We do not want to press too hard, too quickly. When we do that, you don't give the paper enough chance to get layers down, and there's no depth. You're not building anything. Right. Getting these medium tones. Right. As I approach the center, I'm not pressing as hard. Constantly going to be monitoring my pressure. You might notice I'm holding my pencil in really weird ways. I'm keeping the side of my pencil like this. That way I can cover a lot of area very, very quickly. Okay? It takes some getting used to hold the pencil like this, but once you do, it really makes applying colors and values really go fast and quick. So I've moved to my dark tone. All right, this is my indigo blue. And I'm going to be applying this primarily to the edges. I don't want to come up too far. As soon as I'm into this area, I'm barely putting any pressure down. I'm not putting a lot of wax down. Maybe toward the edges, we can press a little harder. but we don't want to go crazy, all right? We do not want to put an edge right here. We don't want to create a line. We want this to be blurry and fuzzy. The fuzzier that is, the easier it is to blend with other colors. That's the trick. You want a broken, fuzzy edge, and you can blend that in really easy and nice. Okay, so I've gone through each of my colors, my light, my medium, and my dark. All right, I've put some white down. Now this is pretty much what you want to do until the surface gets full. And when I say full, I mean it's burnished. When a surface is burnished, that means you can't see any paper through it. You've completely filled the paper with the wax, and now it's just vibrant color. Okay, so this is my second layer of the light tone, our true blue, and I'm applying a little bit more pressure. This is what this looks like. All right, you'll notice I'm not going to go right into the middle. I'm going to leave this alone. I'm not going to touch this spot here to the very end. But I definitely want to get this light tone everywhere else, especially into the edges. I can press a little hard here. Not too hard. All right, but not light. Even though we want to keep our darks towards these edges here, we can work this light tone into the edges. Okay, this true blue is a lot warmer. It's a lot more of a tropical blue than our ultramarine or indigo. So if I were to leave this out of the sides, it would feel out of place. Okay. You notice there will be some times where I switch my pencil grip to a normal writing pencil grip. This is because I want a little bit more precision. All right, and you can also do this when you want to apply a little bit more pressure. All right, this is looking nice and built up. Let's move on to our second layer of medium tone. Okay. Again, our goal is just to build these layers so you can no longer see the paper through the color. Again, using the side of my pencil to create a very fuzzy, cloudy mark. And what this does is it allows us to blend a lot more. Sorry if you're hearing some noises in the background. My cat will not shut up. No matter how much I try. All right. So I'm working some of this medium into the edges. Again, I can go a little darker here. I'm pressing a little harder just because we built up some layers. And if I don't press a little harder, it'll feel like nothing's happening. And we don't want this to take forever. Notice I've left my medium tone off of here. Okay, I don't want to get this area too dark or else I'll not be able to get a nice bright highlight. And that really sells the illusion that we're trying to go for. So I'm going to go with my dark tone here. I'm pressing a little bit more firmly, and I'm going to look to burnish some surfaces. Okay, I'm going to be pressing hard, making little circles with my pencil, and this is going to blend those layers together really nice and rich and smoothly. Okay. Now again, this is my darkest tone, so I only want to come up to about here. This is a really good spot to end your dark tone. Okay, we don't really want to go much past here. Now that doesn't mean I want to create a line here. Right? Lines do not blend very well. And if you make a line, it's going to be a real pain in the butt to try to blend that smoothly. We want our edges to kind of be fuzzy and wispy so we can layer them over each other. And let's fade away. Now, this is starting to get really nice and burnished here. So I'm thinking it's time to bring back our white color pencil here. And I'm going to start pressing really, really hard, and this is going to start to burnish. All right, and you're going to see it's starting to get cloudy. The layers are kind of blending together. It's kind of getting a little more vibrant. I'm just sewing back and forth these areas that are yet to be burnished. I don't want to go too far. All right, I still want my darks to remain dark, and if I go over it with white, it's not going to happen. But if I keep this in the middle here, I can really start to polish this up. If it's starting to feel streaky, again, just move in small circles and it will blend away. And you really start to move these colors around. Now, because I don't want to get the white too far into here, put the white back in the weird spot. Okay. I'm going to go in with my light tone here, and I just kind of want to blend these two areas together. I want to get this warmer blue into these sides. I want to use the side of my pencil here, just kind of create a very light blending effect. I don't want to go too hard, or else I will press lines into my burnished surface. It's way easier to create lines on a slick surface. Just be careful. Work this blue back into the medium areas. Excuse me. Fighting a cold here. Again, if I feel like this is getting streaky, I'm going to come back in with my white, and I'm just going to make little circles, and those mark makings, those marks that you don't like, those streaks, they're just going to disappear. Okay. And there you have it. You've got a really nice blend from dark to light and back again. And you can just continue this up. Remember, you want your highlights to follow the tops of your arcs. All right? And there you have it. Remember, have patience, have fun, stick with it. You'll get it eventually.